Bengal, and the President of IEC, Professor Prabhakar Swain, and Professor S.K. Mahapatra, Chief Advisor IEC, and Professor Datta, Team Research and Consultancy IIEST Shibpur, and also Secretary General IEC, Professor Pari, and my Head of the Department, Professor Aprajita Senguka, Electrical Engineering, and Professor Atanu and Professor Paramita and the entire faculty of Electrical Engineering Department particularly, and all the faculty colleagues sitting here from IIEST Shibpur, and my dear students, scholars, and all the invitees and all the dignitaries of IIESC who are present here. A warm welcome once again. I think much has been talked about the importance of renewable energy. I think I'll only talk about a couple of things. First thing I found was the collaboration with IEC is a step forward to integrate our efforts and promote our efforts towards the common cause. So the call of becoming a member of IESC is apt actually at this point of time, and it's only through collaborative efforts we can really improve and solve this problem of renewable energy integration. There are a couple of challenges I have been told, as I am also not an expert in this area, but as a learner I understand that a good challenge exists before us as a intelligent community. I'm sure the integration of solar as a policy, now it has got into deep-rooted now, and any structure that we build or any building that we build, we try to power it with solar. That's the rooftop solar that we talk about, and I can proudly say that we have adapted this in IEST campus in our 1000 boys hostel, where the peak load that we expect is around 500 kilowatts, and about 50 kilowatts of rooftop solar we are generating and integrating back into the same building. So that's how we save about 50 kilowatts requirement. That's an example that everybody is now citing, and IIEST Shibpur has certain uniques which I think partly have been covered by my colleague Professor Datta. It's a Eastern PV solar hub. As you are aware, MNRE has funded initially and subsequently DST. Today we have a very roaring department called SAMJUS, and then with the new funding, as he mentioned, we are trying to make up all this equipment work, and we have a good collaboration with the IIT, ISM, and many more, located in eastern region of India, to serve as a kind of practicing ground for developing solar cell related research. And I'm proud to say that about 12 to 15 scholars with whom I interacted during one of the review meetings held by DST, particularly of this solar related research, the kind of research they have done and the problem solving that they have done, and when they joined the industry, I think nobody is with us right now. The scholars after their PhD, they joined very good companies related to solar, and that I can take the I can take the prestige or pride in producing those 12 or 15 scholars. And I'm looking forward that our scholars get into this very important area, and we have excellent electrical engineering department which is working in tandem with all this solar related research, particularly the smart grids, and I'm sure even one of our researchers like professors is working on this bio toilet powered by solar, Professor Konika. She is here. Okay. And we have some interesting projects happening in the solar front, and I'm sure the commitment to solar particularly is growing, and the research and the programs particularly in master's level have to grow, and we offer a master's program in solar related this thing, and I'm sure looking forward to having higher enrollment there. It's happening. And I think the challenges with regards to solar, I think, have been amply covered. I just only touch upon, as a mining engineer again, I look forward to a good mix of energy, while the fossil fuel still contributes to 50%. The rest we are trying to match up with closely with solar and wind. And the other things like hydel power actually is now getting a re-emphasis, and Government of India now has created backup support for enhancing the hydel power. Earlier it was supposed to meet around 20% of energy of country's commercial energy requirement, though it was going down to 9%. Now again there is a flip in that, so we are going to have more of hydel energy. So Particularly the electrical engineering, stalwarts can look into, the turbine related research and those kind of electrical power generation and distribution systems, etc. Particularly geothermal is also another area where we have some scope, and tidal energy is also unexplored, and some work is going on, particularly in IIT Madras and some of the areas where, Visakhapatnam also, and I'm sure many areas, are untouched still. Tidal energy is one thing, and offshore, I think I've seen when I was interacting with one of our, the selection committee reviews, we found the youngsters, the assistant professors were more oriented towards this tidal and wind and, geothermal. So I'm sure energy is receiving its due attention globally, and both education and research. I'm sure this will really help us to move into the Viksit Bharat that we are looking at, to become self-sufficient in energy and also surplus, and we try to produce, energy that to neighboring countries also. And I think with this, I only emphasize on one thing, that, as we have 140 billion population and growing, obviously the energy requirements are growing phenomenally. And unless we adapt to this reduce, repair, reuse and recycle, these are, the 4R concepts, that are coming up. So on that side also we have to work, while we cannot match the requirements of this 140 billion population and the industrial growth that we are looking at to meet the societal requirements. It is necessary that we gainfully, and consciously reduce, repair and reuse and finally recycle, whether it is solar cell that is being disposed of after the usage or active lives, or whether cleaning of solar cells for their gainful use, for reflection, improving reflection and energy generating capacity, and all other, subject matters. I am sure this next 2 days will be really discussing, and we have very good 2-day conference, scheduled, and I am seeing a good number of faculty, coming from IIT Kharagpur and our own faculty and IIT Bhubaneswar, and industry stalwarts like RPSG, and as well as, Agni Power. So we have a good kind of, feast, put for the next 2 days. I'm sure all of you will attend fully the 2 days, and particularly I urge upon my scholars and PG students particularly, and UG also if they are here, and young faculty, to be here and listen to the experts and make our chart, to see that the solar as well as other, renewable energy resources get their due attention. Thank you.